Okay guys, multiple choice questions. How many of you are afraid of multiple choice questions? Raise your hand. तो मैं क्या करूं? Alright, okay. Listen, multiple choice questions test your ability to find out correct information from some confusing information. They'll give you 3 options. Out of 3 options, 2 options are wrong. 2 options are misleading. 2 options they will discuss negatively, oppositely. So you need to identify those 2 wrong options. What we do in multiple choice questions, we are looking for the right answer. We are always looking for the right, and at the end, we are trapped with a couple of words. You know, we don't focus sentence, we don't focus ideas, we focus words. And then we say, okay, they use the word bus tour. A is the right answer. Okay, so the first thing is you need to understand the question. The second thing is you should be able to eliminate the wrong choices. Eliminate the wrong choices means A cannot be the answer. Eliminate the wrong choices means C cannot be the answer. When you learn to eliminate wrong choices, then you become pro at multiple choice questions. Okay, so how to do it? Let's just learn it together. Question number 11. What kind of tour is Sally leading? Sally, sorry, I'm sorry. Okay, so what kind of tour is Sally leading? Now, Sally is going to lead a tour. You know, group leader. For example, if you go by bus, for example, say we are going to go by bus, so she's going to lead a bus tour. Second, train tours. Third, walking tour. Now just listen to Sally carefully and then see what type of tour is she leading. Is she leading means she's the leader of a tour. Okay, if she say, everyone please get aboard, or everyone please get in the train. Get in the train means she's leading a train tour. Or if she says, the bus will take you to a place, that means bus tour. And if she says, we are going to walk to the hill, we are going to walk to the hill means it's a walking tour. So let's see, question number 11. And one more thing, they will not discuss all the options like A, B, C. They may start from option C, then option A, then option B. So you need to first identify which option is being discussed.
Section 2. You will hear a guide giving a tour of a park.
Welcome to all of you. Can everybody see and hear me? Good. I'm Sally, your guide for this tour of the Bicentennial Park. I hope that you're all wearing your most comfortable shoes and that you can keep up the pace. So, let's get underway on our tour around this wonderful park.
Why? Comfortable shoes and keep up the pace. Comfortable shoes and keep up the pace. Right? So shoes shopper में नहीं डालने, पहन के जाना है. That means it's a walking tour. Now you understand walking tour, and she used the word shoes and keep up the pace. Keep up the pace means साथ साथ चलना है. Okay? Alright, C will be the right answer. Question number 12. Original buildings. In multiple choice questions, never read article. A, and, the, and some. Yes. Okay, that's very good question. Listen, in multiple choice questions, what do they do with other 2 wrong options? Now listen carefully. There are 3 options. One option is right. What do they do with other 2 wrong options? Option A, they speak about them negatively, oppositely. Option B, they don't even discuss them. Right? Now what happened here? Did they talk about train? Did they talk about walking tour? Did they talk about bus tour? No. So they use that option. Either they speak about them negatively or oppositely, or they just ignore those options. That is also possible, right? Let's go on. I think in the next one they are going to speak about other options too. Question number 12. Original buildings on the site were. Underline original buildings. Site were. Now what were the original buildings? For example, if I say, originally there used to be a post office here, but now we have a bank. So what was the original building? Post office. So original buildings on the site were houses, industrial buildings, and shops. So now you will focus. For example, if they say there used to be shops, and the shops, or originally it used to be a market with hundreds of shops here. Originally, it used to be, or they use the word initially, it started off as a market and there were many shops. Originally, initially, these words are important. So let's see.
I'll start today with some general background information. There used to be a lot of factories in this area until the 1960s. Creating the park required the demolition of lots of derelict buildings on the site, so most of the exciting park space all around you was originally warehouses and storehouses.
Warehouses and originally warehouses and storehouses. Now what are those? No, warehouse is not a house. House is where you live. Warehouses where industrialists, they put their goods there. So it is industrial buildings. Warehouses and... No, what was the other word? They used to, yeah, storehouses. Warehouses and storehouses. So correct answer is industrial buildings. Now have you noticed one thing? For industrial building, they use the word warehouse. Okay, and they also use the word in the beginning, they said initially industries. Yeah, factories. Okay, question number 13. Local residents wanted to use the site for. Local residents means local people. They wanted to use this site for means purpose. What was the purpose? Option A, leisure. Leisure means park, garden, or community club, community center. Option B, apartment blocks. For that, they can use the word high-rise, apartment block, or skyscraper, flats, and all that. Option C, sports center. For that, they can use the word cricket stadium. That is sports center and all that. So, local residents wanted to use. Now, focus what local residents wanted to use the place for.
The idea of building a public park here was first discussed when a property developer proposed a high-rise housing development, but the local community wasn't happy. If the land was to be cleaned up, they wanted to use the site for recreation. Residents wanted open space for outdoor activities rather than housing or even an indoor sports complex.
A, why not C, indoor sports complex? Now, please listen carefully. They used a word rather than. Whenever in multiple choice, they use the word rather than, instead of, we considered, we'd thought, we'd expected. Usually after that, they speak exactly the same option and that is wrong. Sometimes they use the word neither, nor. And after that, whatever they speak, even that is wrong. So over here, correct answer is leisure, right? And for that, they use the word recreation, right? I'm playing it again. And the audio went like B-A-C. You know what is BAC? Order of these options in the audio. Please listen again.
The idea of building a public park here was first discussed when a property developer proposed a high-rise housing development.
Okay, property developer proposed a high-rise apartment and all that. That was the proposal of property developer. But our question is about local residents, right? So that's what we got to listen to.
But the local community wasn't happy. If the land was to be cleaned up, they wanted to use the site for recreation.
They wanted to use the site for recreation. So local residents wanted to use the site for leisure. Leisure and recreation, they are synonyms. And now how do they cheat us about C?
Residents wanted open space for outdoor activities rather than housing or even an indoor sports complex.
Rather than housing or even an indoor sports complex. Means they didn't want housing, they didn't want indoor sports complex. Okay. Once you understand these type of things, then listening will become easier. And otherwise you do blindly option. Question number 11, A. 12, B. 13, obviously C. Okay. Yeah. Then you argue. Anyways. Question number 14. The tower is at the center of the dash. It's going to be a location. Tower is at the center of what? A. Nature reserve. B. Formal gardens. C. Bicentennial Park. So, tower is at the center. If they say in one corner, you can see, for center, they might use the word middle of, center of, or anything like that. So, let's see.
Now, to the Bicentennial Park itself. It has two areas, a nature reserve and a formal park with man-made features and gardens. The tall blue and white building in front of us is called the Tower and is the centre point for the formal gardens. It stands 12 metres high.
Yes, it's the center point for the... Now, center point for the formal gardens and center of the formal gardens. Answer is B. And by mistake, whenever they label A, B, C, D, never use the word. Okay, for example, answer is B. And sometimes, you're extra careful. You write B and then you write formal gardens also. That answer will be wrong, absolutely wrong. So whenever they label means they use A, B, C, D. Then you must write the same. Okay.